Moving on to our final topic. The raid is getting hidden challenges. Luke Smith tweeted this out on Twitter. Apparently, these are going to be challenges where you're supposed to try and take out a boss a certain way, and then you get a reward for doing that. Now, nothing's been really clarified, and they're working on what those challenges entail exactly.
But not a lot of details. Just sort of a little...
Little tease. They're kind of teasing us about it, but that's the next big thing coming to Destiny that we know about. I thought that I would ask you guys what you think the challenges will be. I could start.
Please. So
Golgoroth, there's so many different methods to take out Golgoroth, right? It's like the one orb strategy. You got the two gaze pullers that rotate around the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that is definitely going to be one of them. Like, have two gaze pullers, or you only shoot one orb at a time. Yeah.
I mean, the one orb strategy, if done right, is so easy, though. I wonder if the thinking behind these challenges is to make players attempt bosses in ways they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I kind of think maybe that's going to be the direction.
How else could you kill that character?
Oh, I don't know. Like, I'm definitely not the
in hard.
The best person to ask, but I do think that if I was going to introduce a challenge, I would try to get people out of their ordinary rhythm, because I feel like they promised that with hard mode and they didn't really deliver on it. Like, I felt like hard raid, if I can kind of tie that into this conversation,
they're in the hard raid,
it was cool, but in some ways it was a letdown, because some of it just didn't feel that different. Like, I almost wish they hadn't written that statement on the BNet post the week before, the week that thing came out, because expectations went through the roof because of that thing. It's like, oh, we know you have your rhythm, so we're going to mess with your timing. And I was like, well, did you? Like, you took away one platform at the ship. Golgoroth, there's a couple changes. War Priest, he shoots a few things that are new at you. Oryx was probably the biggest change of all changes. So I that's what I think is going to be the thinking. Maybe, or maybe it's like, hey, you have to kill Golgoroth in one orb.
Yeah.
Like one.
Yeah,
on hard, maybe. Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. Is it going to be strictly stuff from the raid, in the raid, being used for the challenges, or are they going to do stuff like we've talked about in the past, like whatever, kill them with arc damage, or you can't use snipers, or will they also treat it maybe a bit like, Prison did, where there's these perks, or sorry, not the word perks.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Modifiers.
Modifiers. Yeah. So maybe it's stuff like that will sort of somehow be added. But that's the question. How will this stuff exist? That was the first thing I asked, is like, okay, there's challenges. How do I know? Do I have to read like a tweet from Bungie like today? Or is it now in-game being delivered to you from Eris, or who knows? Maybe that's it. Like, maybe Eris is going to give you some challenge bounties or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, the minute you said it, that's what went off in my mind, because especially like during the raid, no communication outside of the cryptic messages or some direct like status messages that are given to you. Like, for example, Golgoroth, whoever's standing in the pool and is it poisoned light? I forget the name of it. But basically the thing that's going to explode if that person stays in the pool with the rest of you. Those are very vague, or just timers. Like, they don't really tell you anything direct. For example, think of even Crota, when or getting into the vault. It doesn't tell you the bridge is partially this many times built, like this percent done. They don't really do that. So I wonder how they're going to communicate what these challenges are to you.
Yeah, but that's why I do think there's going to be something in the game, because I mean, they're building
like a bounty.
They're building rewards for this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, reasonably you would think that, because take a look at, and so one detail that we should mention is those missing, if you've been on the calcified fragment hunt.
Oh yeah, they are tied to it also, you're right.
The last 3 fragments, which have been unknown, and I kind of was wondering if they were part of the hard raid, and they weren't, seemingly. They are going to come from these challenges. So it's something, this is not like a new idea, clearly, that they just decided to throw in. It's been part of the plan. So that's why I think it will be more methodic. If you'll have to pick something up, you'll know what to do, whether it's a quest or whatever, it will be very clear what to do. But I'm just wondering, again, like the types of...
Makes me wonder too, like, do you put sort of an exotic weapon on a path that someone had to start like doing one of these challenges? Like, we talked about this, right, where sometimes you complete something and you're not quite sure. Like a couple weeks ago, before people knew why you had to do Paradox, no one really knew why you had to do Paradox. It was just this alternate ending, and then the trail will go cold.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder, would that be something to like just nestle in there and say, hey, you could get this thing from Eris now.
There's still more coming, obviously, which is good. I mean, that was, I think, a question on our minds when we got done with the hard raid. It was sort of like, okay, now what? Well, we knew Trials was coming, obviously. But there's still a few things out there that they have planned. But, you know, I keep bringing this up now, which is like, we're in a weird situation where before we knew Dark Below was coming. That was part of the plan. They even talked about what's after. Now, not so much. They're not talking about it yet. I think PSX actually is my guess, is where we're going to hear about it. I think I mentioned this last week. I have no idea, no inside information, but I'm like, it seems like a good time. December, right after the holidays, right before Christmas. They'll probably have released these challenges by then, and so we'll be in a position where the point is we'll have something to look forward to with the next DLC.
Yeah,
I hope, because when is it? You know, it's like, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that the rumors are true.
April or May.
This thing is not. There is no sort of DLC in the works, and instead,
I think there is.
They're just flipping switches every couple weeks or months, saying, "Hey, this thing's on now. This thing's on now. This other thing that you didn't know about that's been sitting in the game for a while, for a couple of updates now, is now live."
Could be, but they need something significant is the point, right? Like these challenges in the raid will be fun, and Trials is fun, but we are going to get to the point where it's like, okay, now what? I need a few more weapons. I need some more gear, whatever it is. Yeah. And it's a long wait for Destiny 2 if it's true that it's next year. We talked about that last week, so there's got to be something in between that's significant.
Sorry, guys. While you were discussing, I was just kind of looking up the earlier topic about Trials. It looks like there's some new bounties going on right now.
Yeah,
that's really interesting.
So Brother Vance has bounties.
He has bounties that you can complete and turn in.
Yep.
And I haven't seen anybody go 9-0 yet. So probably going to take a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's only been an hour. But it's coming soon to a stream near you, I'm sure.
Yeah, very soon.
It's going to be fun.
By the time this goes up, it will have happened probably.
Really excited about the hard raid and the new challenges. I think it's going to be. I like that they're continuing to do this. They're kind of slowly giving you something new every week.
Yep.
Like this week it's Halloween. Maybe next week or the week after it's the hard raid challenges.
I think it's great. Trials got delayed. To me, it shows like.
Oh, they needed to do that because of the glitch.
I know, but I think it's like. I could wait. I know, but between Iron Banner and people were still getting into it.
There was too much that weekend. They needed to separate it.
There's so many quests. I understand why they put it out there. For me and any reasonable person with like a full-time job or a family or whatever it is, that first raid even came too fast for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird because it's one of the most important parts, and for me to be sitting here saying like, just give me a moment. I actually think it would have been beneficial for the community because, and we should save this topic for another time, but it's very easy to get the raid ruined for you, and it's very hard to find groups of players, so you create a situation where all of a sudden 3 of your group went off and did it, and you couldn't, now you're like, crap.
I think they released it at a really good time, personally, because
the Tuesday after, or the Friday after release. It was too soon, right?
Was it the Friday? I thought it was. Like,
it was the Friday after release. I remember only because I convinced Dan to hold the review till Monday because I wanted to play the raid, and we didn't play it till Sunday. And
I kind of liked it. So you were kind of working through all this content. Then you had this big event that all the hardcore players were really excited about, and I don't think they should have delayed the raid.
Well, you're not addressing my point. I got left out, and it was harder to find the raid. I couldn't play with you. You already did it. Jose already did it.
Well, I mean, we could do it again.
That depends on your friends too. Like right now,
you have crappy friends. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Ouch. Well, you should have talked to me. But I have. Sorry, this will just be quick. I promise.
It's fine.
I have friends on Xbox One who are playing the raid for the first time on normal, and I'm part of the team. I've done the raid like 5-6 times, but I am making sure to never say a thing.
Right.
And just kind of help them along.
That's what's important.
And funny enough, just as a funny aside, on War Priest, they accidentally got the what's the buff you need to kill the War Priest? No, they basically got the buff without knowing the sequence, and it was just like, wait, what?
That's awesome.
That could happen. Like, how did that
actually? That could happen. There's only 3 plates, and
that's funny.
But that is funny.
It was hilarious.
When we did it, we had someone in our group, actually Panda Musk, if you all know his animations, and, awesome creations. But Panda had already done it, and he was in. And being very quiet. And I said, don't even say any, I don't want to hear any feedback. You know? And so somebody had sort of figured out where to be standing and picked it up super fast in our group. And he was like, holy cow, like our group was stuck on this for like an hour. But anyway, the point is, it was really cool to be able to figure out the raid on your own and whatever. I mean, it's fine that they released it then. For me, I'm just saying I would love, the whole point of this was pacing the stuff out. There's actually a lot to do in Taken King, I think.
Yeah,
now I see more why Jose gave it a 9. You know, initially, like, they're still like, did they fix this? How do they, you know, I have problems with the light level and all
There's
this.
a
but
lot of little gripes.
There's a lot of great stuff in this game. It's a beautiful game. You can see the improvements and care they're taking. But the point is, I think you could stretch it out a bit more. Like, this rush to get banner and trials and everything up is for like the super hardcore. But the point is, what are you going to do 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now?
I'm glad it's spaced out. Like, I'm definitely glad Iron Banner trials are separated.
If anything, I think the one thing they could get better at is maybe putting out there a little earlier for folks. Okay, so here's our plan for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You're going to get a multiplayer thing this week. Like, okay, not right away when a game comes out, you can't do that because you crush the excitement. However, a month from now, a month and a half from now, you can easily sit down and say, okay, we know when the next Iron Banner is going to happen.
Yeah.
We can advertise in a month from now, you will be playing Iron Banner.
Advertise when it's going to happen, maybe
you
the
start
rewards.
prepping your time, and you say, okay, I'm going to start working towards that, rather than, hey, the week before, next week, Iron Banner. It's like, wait, what? I don't have time. Like, I don't know if I could do this.
I know, it's all, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. It's all the scheduling for this game, figuring it out. That being said, remember, too, that, you know, they don't do it also because of the development schedule. You know, it's like you just don't know. So.
Yeah, things fall behind.
Guys, we've reached the end of our show.
Whoa.
This was a great episode.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, thanks for coming on again.
House party talk.
Yeah, it's
coming up.
It's sold out.
Sold out.
Yeah.
But we will be there. If you're in town in San Francisco and couldn't make it, you know, always double check. I doubt there will be any way to get in to it, but we might go somewhere after. You know, just have a few drinks.
Bring your glow sticks.
It's November 14th.
Yep, November 14th.
Yeah.
And also, as another teaser, I mentioned last week that stop.
Why are you talking? This
so
is
much louder than we're hearing. You got to be way back here.
Keep going.
Okay. So next week, we're doing something that I'm not going to mention yet, but it should be a cool viewing experience.
Are you teasing?
On IGN. Again,
that's what this was?
It's a buzz campaign. It's something I had an idea for a long time ago on how to view stuff. Damn, I hate this. It's so bad, Jose. Anyway, it should be really cool. So more soon, but the next Fireteam chat should be in this experience, not Fireteam chat.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys, and thank you, the listener/viewer, for joining us on the show. And until next time, Guardians out.
Yeah, Jose, we love it.